You're not riding with Marshall today, but soon. So today I am here at one of my favorite dealers, and we're gonna ride this bike here today, and I'll give you a little review on it. This is a brand new Honda Fury. It's got 4 miles on it now, thanks to me. And we're about to put a few more miles on it, but we'll keep the miles low for the next owner. They run, if I'm right, I think it's $11,000. But it's brand new, V-twin, 1300 cc's. And it's reliable. The rake and trail is going to be a little wide for my turns that I'm used to making. So I apologize now for any mistakes I make in the video, but let's hop on this thing and take it for a little spin, shall we? The first thing that comes to mind for me is how comfortable is that seat? Let's find out together. The key is on the side of the bike, like other classic V-twins. Turn the power on, press the starter, and nothing. The pilot then realizes his error and that maybe a second cup of coffee might be in the near future. Let's take a second and listen to the exhaust. It's throaty, but not loud. It burbles almost like a Triumph Bonneville I had. You can't expect a potato sound from a fuel-injected machine. There is no excessive vibration, so you can keep your fillings in your teeth. Engine counterbalancers are wonderful things, aren't they? First gear actually was powerful and a bit long, which is wonderful in a cruiser. Bikes with short first gears are just annoying. This is a bare bones machine, like a custom chopper. There is no windshield obviously, but I'm sure the parts department can find you one if you really need it. The tack is basic as well, not much to see here. But you are not riding this style of bike to have all the whistles and bells of a Goldwing. This is the exact opposite. One thing it has different than a custom chopper though is a drive shaft instead of a belt, leaving you with nothing to worry about replacing there. Now let's talk for a minute about the friction zone. That is the point of engagement of which you let out the clutch handle and the engine actually engages. It clicks in. On this particular bike, the point of engagement or friction zone was out near the end of the travel of the handle, but I'm fairly certain that can be adjusted. I've certainly ridden worse. I have ridden some victories that you didn't think were ever going to leave at the stop sign, and you thought you were still in neutral until you let out the handle that last fraction of an inch and the engine engaged. Some of the hydraulic ones you can't change. This one's livable though, and it's also very easy to pull, unlike some of the other V-twin cruisers I've had. The suspension, with 4 inches of travel in the front and 3.7 in the rear, is considerably smoother than the V-twins I've owned in the past. Let's go over those rough railroad tracks again. Ready? Smooth. Now let's test the brakes. I've ridden many cruiser class bikes whose brakes had me wondering if they were ever going to wake up and do the job. These brakes are just as they should be, smooth and responsive. I could have stopped sooner. ABS is available on this model also. The motor is a 1312cc liquid-cooled V-twin with plenty of grunt, but I'm holding it back due to the wind hitting me. Here you see the front end really bouncing around, but it's not the bike. The road really is that bad, and it felt just like that when my Goldwing handled it a half an hour earlier. Now about that scoop seat, does it make my butt look fat? Some women find that attractive, I've heard. Is that true, ladies? Or is it up there with size doesn't matter? Either way, I actually didn't notice anything wrong with the seat, which sits a low 26.9 inches. How will the 90 front tire and the 200 rear handle this wide, continuous curve? It handles it just fine. U-turns on narrow roads might require some practice though, with that 71-inch wheelbase. Here, you will see me fail to take my own advice. I didn't keep my chin up in the turn. Just looking to where I wanted to go would have helped for a tight U-turn. But did you notice how cool I look on those wheels? The cool factor is a solid 10 on this bike, and certain to turn some heads both on the road and in the parking lot. How's that? Shiny chrome? Check. Minimalism? Check. Capable of making some artistic photos with it? You bet. You want this bike for the movie prop that it should be. This is not a shorts and tennis shoe bike. It cries out for jeans and leather boots. And you can find 2 of them right now at Interstate Honda in Fort Collins, Colorado. So, what would be my final word on this particular little V-twin? Would I buy it? The answer would be yes. In fact, if they had a used one, I'd probably pick it right up. With that said, this has been Marshall. Keep your chin up, both in the curves and in the curves of life.